This week on Music Worth Buying, we're going to be hearing music from Make It Be, the new album from Stevie Moore and Jason Falkner.
And Brand New Day by the Mavericks.
Hi everybody and welcome to Music Worth Buying. My name is Robert Kinsler and I'm a music writer and a musician.
My name is TJR. I'm a musician and a music writer.
Now I guess I'm going to kick things off this week with a very new, very interesting, very groundbreaking to me anyway, collaboration between the experimental musician, singer-songwriter Stevie Moore out of Nashville, Tennessee, and Jason Falkner. This album is called Make It Be. Now, before this album, I got this in the mail. I had not heard of Stevie Moore. He has self-released more than 400 cassettes, CDR recordings, and digital online albums since 1968. More than 400 titles. So obviously, I haven't caught up. I don't know very much about him.
Don't feel bad, neither have I.
But I'm going to tell you, his work here with Jason Falkner on this album is awesome. Jason Falkner I know very well. He's been in 3 O'Clock. He's been in Jellyfish. He was in the Grays. These bands were in the 90s. Great. Yeah. He's also performed with the band Air, and he's a longtime lead guitarist for Beck.
Okay.
So he's recorded with Beck, and also if you go see Beck in concert nowadays, you're going to see Jason Falkner, and he's flat out one of the best, sideman guitarists that I've ever seen. To me, he ranks up there with Rusty Anderson, maybe even a little better. I mean, just a phenomenal guitarist that can kind of do anything, and a great singer. These two guys together have done an album. I mean, we're talking spoken word, there's jazz on here, there's an instrumental piece where they go together. I mean, the music is all over the map, but it's very exciting and intoxicating. It just challenges you, kind of like the way Radiohead did the first time you heard them and things like that. Not that it sounds like that, but it's just all over the place. It's a great album that's very interesting to listen to, and you're going to hear something new every time you put it on.
Okay.
So why don't we do this? Let's play. This song is called "Another Day Slips Away."
Okay.
And let's listen to a little bit of this song, and then we'll talk about it and see what you think.
I am intrigued. Let's check it out.
Sleep and eat, love, work and play. Another day slips away. Sleep and eat, love, work and play. Another day slips away. Again arise, light out, look sharp. Think I've been saving.
Okay, I'm in. I am in.
Okay, cool.
I just that alone, I am in on this. I love how the off-kilter way that they're taking so many familiar pop motifs and just slightly skewing them off-kilter just a little bit. They're still familiar, but they just a little bit.
Yeah, and it's funny how you caught that. I mean, shows your musical background, because that's what this album was. Do you say, oh, I kind of get, but there's so many little things that are thrown in that make it always interesting, and every time you play it, you go, I didn't hear that before.
It's almost like I'm hearing pop. This particular song, I know you say it's all over the map.
It's all
but
over
with
the
this
map,
song, it's almost like I'm hearing some, pop rock music from like late '60s maybe, but from some other alternate universe where things are just a little bit this way.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's kind of how I feel. And so therefore it has this freshness to it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's this familiarity but this freshness. But
and that's exactly like it's like I could. These songs were infectious enough where I go, okay, I get this. I mean, I like it right away. There's hooks in here, but it doesn't sound like like typical hooks.
I'm sold.
Yeah, it's great. And one thing like this song, I just love the fact that they're going through like our everyday lives, eat and drink and work and play, and another day slips away, and it's like that's kind of what our lives can be. They race along at lightning speed, and before and it's like you go to work, you go home, you have to get something to eat, you have to. I mean, and it's like they totally capture that. So it sounds like okay, that's a well-worn territory. That's boring. It's not boring at all. It gets you to think about these things. So you have the music exciting you, and then the lyrics are kind of getting you to think too. It's just great. And these are two musical personalities. Like I said, I'm much more familiar with Jason Falkner, but they really blend together very, very well. And and that comes across so well on this album. you know, where they've written these great songs. And I think many of them are. Stevie Moore has been more involved in the writing, but Jason Falkner seems to be singing them. And they've done all the instruments on here too, by the way. It says on here, according to the album, it says all instruments, voices, and noises. I think that's critically important on this because we're talking about noises. But it's everything that these two have thrown themselves into this album, and I could only wish that they would go on a tour together. I would love to see some of this stuff live.
Somewhere there's an interesting story on how these two got together.
Yeah,
and
I think, and actually, and I don't recall it offhand, but I think if you go on YouTube and some other places, they do talk about the collaboration. And it's just a very simple package, but very nice. I think you described it as like an eco wallet. Yeah, but very nice. You can see this kind of drawing, and then there is a picture of them here. You can see Jason Falkner here and our Stevie Moore here, and a very simple package, but again, everything is to be heard. I mean, it's just great music for that. That's very exciting. This is so far, you know, here we are midway through 2017. One of my flat out favorite albums of the year by far. Yeah,
I want to hear another track.
Yeah. So
let's get to the next track.
Okay,
I want to hear
this one, and I'll try not to butcher it. I don't speak Italian very well. I don't speak it at all. And it's called Sincero Amore. So I think it must mean sincere love, but that's a guess. But let's listen to a little bit of Sincero Amore.
All right, I'm ready.
Something I can finally feel. Now the big reveal. Sincere amore. So tell me you're near. 'Cause when you appear, all this will disappear. I'm waiting for you, my dear.
I'm happy to say I'm still in.
Okay,
Still
good.
in, yeah. I want to hear the rest of this.
And wait till you hear it. Now there are let's see, take off my glasses. 18 tracks on here, and like I said, some are like spoken word, some are there's a couple interludes. It's literally the whole. You know, I don't want to say it's a White Album, but you know the White Album was all over. I mean, this might be like today's version of the White Album, or something. Think like that as far as like ambition, experimental, and all the styles are great. I mean, I think all the songs are original, but they do redo a 50s song by Huey Smith and the Clowns, who I wasn't familiar with. And again, even the 50s song, they kind of put it in a blender, grind it up, and turn it out in their own distinctive brew here. And that's even great. I mean, it's just a very fun album. I have to say, I read, and I know we don't like to ever say names, but somebody gave it a rating like a B or B minus. It's almost like they were critical of that. And it's like, you know, because I think so much of modern music now, it's everything is kind of, people are saying, oh yeah, that's their signature sound, they better stick to that. I think it's great when somebody says, screw that, we're going to do what we want. And I love that, because that's the way it was like in rock's formative years. You know, people kind of did what they wanted to do. You know, Led Zeppelin did that, the Beatles did that, you know, Neil Young has done that his whole career. I love that ambition.
So do I. So definitely I want to hear the rest of this album.
Now what did you bring in today?
Okay, so I've got Brand New Day by the Mavericks. This is their 9th studio album. Now, I'll be honest here. Not real familiar with the Mavericks. I think it was their last album previous. I thought, hey, let me check out, see who these guys are. The new album came out. I didn't connect with it. So, okay, I moved on. This album came out. Oh, okay, let's just check it out again. Let's try. On the first track here, Rolling Along, and within the first few seconds, I almost kind of was like, I don't think I'm going to be into this, because it had this very kind of, I'll be honest, I'm not into ranchero music, and it kind of had that ranchero music opening. Okay, I don't think I'm into this, but I stayed, kept listening. The more I kept listening to that first track, the more I started liking it and liking it. Then I heard the second song, A Brand New Day. I was like, oh my gosh, this song is making me feel so happy. And track after track, this album is making me feel so happy. I can't believe how much joy this album gives me to hear. I haven't felt this much joy since the day, there was this period in my life where I rejected 50s rock and roll, and then somewhere in the 90s, suddenly I embraced it and was like, oh my gosh, where have I been all this time? Why did I not embrace this music sooner? I kind of felt that same level of happiness with this album. Yeah, I'm going to just play a track here. I'm going to play Easy As It Seems. It's all great tracks, but I'm going to play this one. Here you go.
Things are getting crazy, I beg to understand. The more I think I know, the more I know I can. So tell me what the point is with everything you say. Nowhere near the truth.
Now I'm going to give a little backstory here first about the Mavericks. Back in the early 90s when I first started working for the Orange County Register as a contributing writer, I was not into country music. I didn't like anything. I mean, a few concerts turned me around. One was Roseanne Cash at the Coach House. Another one was the Mavericks. Right when they were busting out, I saw them and I was like, Raul Malo is such an amazing singer. I think, he's like Roy Orbison meets Chris Isaac.
Good description.
But the whole band, it's like they're one of the bands that, it's not just about the singer. The whole band has a certain energy that they bring to the performance, like the great bands of old, so to speak. I just love the song, and I can't believe I haven't got this album yet. I'm going to punch myself in a second.
Okay, do it off camera.
But I'll do that off camera. But no, I love this song. Just it makes you want to get up and move,
Track after track. I just like, this album is making me feel so happy. In fact, this album is kind of, there was the other show where I talked about the cynicism of the Father John Misty album, which I really enjoyed. And hopefully that show's already aired, or maybe it's going to air after this, I don't know. But this album's kind of like the antidote to that.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
This album just makes me feel so happy to listen to it.
Yeah, if you're going through dark time, I mean, and maybe you have to be in the mood for it, but I think you put this in, it's going to put you in a good mood,
I like I said, just really was surprised. This was a very pleasant surprise with this album. Now, this comes in in an eco wallet here, the way it's packaged here. And like so, you
love the colors
CD
on it
here,
too,
booklet here. I'm going to show you the booklet here. The colors are wonderful.
Yeah, great.
And this is mostly a song about having a positive attitude, even when things do get kind of dark and crazy, and you're not sure or uncertain. You're not sure where things are going to go. And that's what a lot of these songs, like A Brand New Day, Rolling Along, what they're about. This includes all the lyrics, very easy to read, nice, clear writing, and then the usual credits. I'm going to play another track here. This particular track, I'm just gonna play it. We'll see what you all think.
Okay,
here we
great. Okay, as soon as we finish the shoot, I'm going to go down and get this album.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no, I love this. I mean, again, a huge fan. I love the Mavericks. I was so glad after they were on an extended hiatus. I don't remember how many years they all got back together. Eddie Perez is one of, I think, the greatest, stylish guitarists. I mean, I just love the whole band and love what they do. And they haven't lost a step. I mean, when they've come back, they've been just as strong as ever. If the whole album's like this, I'm in.
This is probably the darkest song on the album, but even this song, I can't help but want to feel like I need to get up and dance. I just need to find a partner and start dancing with her. Even when the songs are dark, there's still this just undeniable level of just fun and exuberance.
Yeah, it's very buoyant.
It really comes off in these recordings. Really does come off in these recordings. I think it's great that we've both been excited today about the other's release.
And like I said, I was familiar with the Mavericks, but I didn't know about this album. I mean, as I've said here a few times, hopefully I'm not a broken record per se, but when you're a music writer, you get inundated with so many. There's some days I get 60, 70 media releases about music, so some things do slip through the cracks, unfortunately.
And don't feel bad. It seems to happen to me every week that I find out, you mean so-and-so has an album out and I didn't know about it?
Yeah.
And I'm actually trying to follow this stuff, trying to keep track of it all. Yeah. And, one of my favorite artists, has, fill in the blank, has put out an album and I didn't know it. It came out a month ago, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
This happens to me all the time.
Yeah,
It's like... It's just there's so much media now than there ever was.
Because it's so easy to distribute it, you just hit a button, so to speak, but this is both these albums I think are really worth investigating and falling in love with if they're up your musical alley. Well, you give these a listen, and I think you'll find something to appreciate and love about them. These are two, very exciting albums.
So have you heard these albums? If you have, please let us know what your thoughts are in the comments. We'd love to hear what you have to say. And I think we'll wrap this one up.
Yep.
Till next time, my name's TJR. You can check out my music at tjrmusic.com.
And my name's Robert Kinsler, and you can read all my writings at musicworthbuying.com.
Cool. And we'll see you next time.
See you later, everybody.
Bye.